Welcome to the Real Estate Fight Club, a podcast for agents where you'll witness a battle of opinions about topics affecting your real estate business. Now, always in your corner, here are your hosts, Jen Mertland and Monica Weekly.
Welcome to another episode of Real Estate Fight Club. What's up, Jennifer Mertland?
Monica, how you doing?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm great.
Are you?
I'm not angry at all today.
Oh, well, that's good.
I know. Let's reschedule. Reschedule.
Yeah.
Give it an hour.
It doesn't work. It doesn't work if you're not your normal pissed off self. I mean,
I feel like I have some rage building up with this topic.
Okay, good. All right, guys, welcome and thank you for joining us. We love our listeners. We love having you here for another episode of Real Estate Fight Club. And today, Jen and I are going to duke it out over this subject. Ooh, this one, everybody can relate to this one. Are escalation clauses an effective negotiation strategy? Now, be clear, I didn't ask, do they bug the shit out of you? I asked, are they an effective negotiation strategy?
No.
Jen, what? Ridiculous. That is ridiculous. No? Yeah, they are.
No, they're not.
Of course. Yes, they are.
All right. Tell me.
Go.
All right, I'll go.
Go.
They're not because they require math. And most agents don't know how to do math.
You stop insulting my people.
Yes.
You stop it. We have calculators. You guys,
they don't know how to do that either. They get so freaking confused and all this stuff. I mean, oh my God.
You know, we can do 3% math like nobody's business.
Quick.
I mean, nobody's business.
But that's the only one. And I think especially in an age where you're getting, I think they could work if you have like one or two, well, not one, but like a couple of offers. But once you're getting into like 5, 10, 20 offers and they all have escalation clauses, it's too much. I think it's too much. Best and final, just tell me what you think the house is worth. The sellers will agree or they won't. And that's it. Boom, boom, done.
You know, we just had a deal we had to submit this weekend and the agent said, no escalation clauses. Put your
It's been happening more and more. You know why? Because it's a pain in the ass.
No, it isn't. I don't understand that from a listing standpoint. I think you're selling your seller short. I think it's actually not a great strategy if you're especially the listing agent to shut that down.
That's wrong. Hey there, you liking this video? Go ahead and hit subscribe so you get all the latest videos.
Why? Because we put an offer in, a hard
when you make
offer.
that face. You have got to watch our YouTube channel and see Monica's like double take. We did not edit it. This is real life double take.
Because I think
you
clients,
almost came out of your skin.
My experience tells me that buyers will escalate higher than they will hard offer. And so if my responsibility is to get the best offer for my sellers, then an escalation clause will yield that.
Now, if you're doing for the buyers though, do you always go like people will go like up to 350 or up to like, say they'll round it out. Right. But I'm like, let's go like everybody's doing that. Let's go like 352, 457 or something ridiculous.
But you're still escalating, right?
No, that's just like the offer.
The hard number.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. Because maybe, recently, we went up to 270 and got it for 260 in an escalation. So my buyer was very happy, right?
Yeah, but that disproves your point for would they have gone to they were willing to do 270?
I don't think on a
So if I'm the listing agent, I'm going to say, hey, Monica, if you get the buyers to go up to 270, they can have the house.
You can do that. Now that's a smart negotiating strategy from that standpoint, but you wouldn't have known that without the escalation clause being part of the deal.
You can submit it all day long. I just don't think it's a good idea. I think it's confusing. And I think that
confusing for who?
For the girl, please.
Come on. It's not. It's $1,000 over this one.
But there's
you can't
10 of them.
Doesn't matter.
I don't know.
They escalate themselves.
They do. It's dumb. Just give the offer.
One time I tried to do that. I was the listing agent and the couple put an escalation clause in, and I went to them and asked them to remove the escalation, and just if they would give this, then we would have it. And the agent said, no, I think we're going to stick with the escalation clause.
Why?
And because they were calling me out, they didn't think I had the other offer to escalate it.
Oh.
See? And as that other offer walked away, I didn't have it. So my attempt at just pure negotiation was fair,
Right.
but they called me out on it. And it was
They called
brilliant.
your
It was
bluff.
brilliant. Yeah. And it worked for them, but we got the deal together. It was fine, but I didn't get to super perform for my sellers in that situation like I was hoping to. Well, they were still happy, but I just don't see how you can argue against the escalation clause. I think it just allows the buyer to not have to put all of their money down on the table.
I agree, but I think
that's true. Then it's a great effective negotiating strategy.
I think for the sellers, it's too much. Just tell me what you're going to pay. You already are showing me your cards with the escalation clause. So I already know what you're willing to pay, right? And in the land of multiple offers, it just doesn't make sense. Just give the highest
I'm
and
only
best.
willing to pay it if somebody else is willing to pay $1,000.
The chances of that happening is high. Give me your highest and best.
You need a break. You need to take a break.
Let's take a break.
You're not making any sense.
Get out
You're
your
not making any
calculators.
sense.
I'm sorry. Do you remember the calculators? You have an old school one. The old school calculators where you could type words.
And I love the way these buttons. Oh yeah, you do like boobless or something.
Yeah, what was the other words you could type? Hell?
Boobs, hell. Yeah. Because that was 7734 or something.
Wow.
Hold on, let me try it.
While Monica's trying it, let's take a break.
Yeah, hell. Yeah.
Oh, hell.
Oh, hell. Yeah, let's take a break.
Okay, good. Let's take a break, hear a word from our favorite partners, and when we return, we will have the final punches.
Listen up to these partner offers, guys. They're freaking great.
True that.
Hi, guys. Monica Weekly here. You know how you're supposed to post about real estate every single day on Facebook? Yes, you do. And the reason is, if we don't remind our Facebook friends what we do for a living and how we help people, they will forget about it. We know it's our job to inform, educate, and demonstrate what we do for a living. Well, I'm coaching agents all around the country, and they understand that, but they're not doing it. And I ask them, why aren't you doing it? Probably just like you. And they said, Monica, we don't know what to post. Can we just borrow your stuff? Because I love creating Facebook posts. And these can often be used over on Instagram as well. So I said yes, and people were borrowing my stuff. So I created finally a product that you can sign up for free. It is free, guys. There is no reason for you not to sign up for this. It's ghostposter.com, GHOSTPOSTR, no E in there, just TR.com. And what you're going to get is you're going to get a Facebook posting idea to your email every single day. So not only do you have this great idea, but you've been reminded, oh yeah, I need to post. And that's Monday through Friday. And if you don't love the post or you think, gosh, I'd like something else, well, you're also going to get access to a library of over 600 different posts for you to choose from by category. You're going to love it. Go sign up, ghostposter.com. Don't waste a minute. And then be sure to join the private Facebook group. All right, I'll see you in there. Welcome back. Let's get back to the battle inside the ring. Jen is just like circling the drain here because it just makes absolutely no sense that you would say escalation clause.
Depends on your perspective. Whose perspective are we coming from?
It's the truth.
If you're from the buyer's
Both.
perspective, I think it makes sense. I think you don't, because the escalation clause allows you not to pay high if nobody else wants it, right? But if you're not, if you're from the listing side, and you want everybody's best and final, which is the highest offer in the escalation clause.
I just believe that the buyer's best and highest is higher if there's escalation strategy.
You think they will go higher than they normally would.
Yes.
Okay.
I do.
don't know that to be true. I'm operating under the assumption that is basically their highest and best, or they might even go they could even go a little bit higher. Maybe. I don't know.
What? I don't think so.
They might.
I don't think so. I think escalation clauses are a form of gambling in a way for the buyer, that they're willing to take a chance. Yeah, I'll go 270, and I'm willing to take a chance that nobody else is going 268, or if I'm doing it by $2,000, which, by the way, is what I'm doing now, because $2,000 beats out $1,000 all the time.
It does.
So I just think the buyers are so from the seller standpoint, my argument is that it is better for you, because I think you see more from the buyer in that case.
Okay. Well,
for what
we're
it's
just gonna have
worth.
to agree and disagree on this.
Agree to disagree. Yep,
Mhm.
that's what my parents always used to say. We're just gonna have to agree to disagree on this, Monica.
Didn't your grandma have a really funny saying? Or your
All
grandpa?
kinds of them.
I thought she had
all
one about
kinds.
this.
She might have said we're seeing it differently.
No, I don't remember. Anyway,
We can agree to see it differently. I don't remember.
So I don't remember. It was funny.
All kinds of shit. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, good. Well, I think that's gonna have to be the end.
That's
I
the
think
end.
everyone will be able to be on Team Monica this one. I don't know.
I'm
Now,
not sure.
listen,
Let's
guys.
stay tuned for our guest. to
Okay,
see.
that's fine. One person you can find to believe in what you say, whatever that is. But listen, make sure you're clear on this, that I'm not saying it's simpler. It's not. I get it. A true offer is easier to evaluate, but that doesn't mean it's the greatest strategy.
Yes. Okay.
All right, let's be the end of today's battle. I'd like to hear what you guys think, not just whoever Jen finds that thinks like Jen does for this particular one. Please help me here. Help me.
Yes. And if you liked this, please share this episode with somebody and like it and write a review. You can find us on Instagram, where we do really funny reels.
We do.
Yes.
Well, we think we're funny.
We think they're funny. We're going to venture into TikTok.
Oh,
If you're
I'm
on
afraid of
TikTok,
that.
friend us.
Okay, I'm afraid of that.
We have no friends yet. And we are always looking for great people to work with and partner with. And so if you're interested in working with us and partnering with us, feel free to call or text at 513-400-1691. All right, Monica, bye-bye.
See you next time.
All right. I am with our tiebreaker today, Christi Turman-Rojas. Hey, Christi.
Hello.
Thanks for being on. So you're a real estate agent since 2003. Dang. There's some real estate agents weren't even born in 2003.
Yes, I'm starting to see that. I'm like, okay, those are my babies.
Right, exactly. But you're in Maryland. You're with FairFax Realty Premier, and you are the tiebreaker for this question.
Okay.
Are escalation clauses a good negotiation strategy?
So that you're asking that from the perspective of a buyer?
Yes.
Because for the buyer, well, I don't think it's good for either the buyer or the seller, to be honest. But from the buyer perspective, the reason I don't think it's good is because you basically kind of show all the cards in your hand.
Yeah.
You're basically saying, I only want to pay you this much, but this is how much I can pay.
Yeah.
And-
So the seller is going to be like, oh, and try to figure out a way to get you to that number.
Right. Like, who wouldn't want to know? I mean, most of us, well, I don't know how it is in all markets, but I know for me, even when I'm writing an offer for a client, I'll get the loan officer to write that they're qualified for that amount.
Not like a higher amount.
Right. Like, even if they're qualified for 450, if the offer is being written for 400, I'm going to have a letter written for that. Because I don't even want the seller to know that they qualify for more. So that's
Right.
kind of what you're doing when you give an escalation clause.
Girl.
You're saying,
Yes.
okay, it might as well say, I can pay you this, but I don't want to.
Why do you think it's not good for the seller?
I think it opens the seller up to more scrutiny from the buyer side.
Okay.
And it gives the buyer a little bit more control. I've had buyers agents, demand that they see the other offers, and
Yeah.
now you're crossing a boundary. In my opinion, that's not your business. So
Yeah. Except that it makes sense if you're saying I'll do like 1,500 or 2,000 above highest and best up to a certain amount, but they'll want to see. I mean, it makes sense logically, but it gets really like tangled very quickly.
it gets tangled, and in my opinion, then the control shifts to the buyer. You
Yeah.
now got the buyer in the seller's business, which, yes, it makes sense if they're going to do the clause, which is why I think it's not a good idea for the seller. That's exactly why.
But I can see from like from the buyers and maybe the buyer's agent's point of view, I can see where they're saying, well, we want to make sure we get the house, but we don't want to overpay for the house. But like, what would you say to those people?
I mean, that's exactly the reason why escalation clauses are used.
Mhm.
But it's a double-edged sword, because
Yeah.
again, you're exposing yourself. The seller can look at that and say, I'm not going to do the clause, but I'm going to counter you at this.
Right.
So it still comes down to,
Yeah, they don't
Yeah.
have to honor your request for the escalation clause. They can simply
Right.
counter.
right. That's
Yeah.
what I tell sellers to do when I represent them. I say just counter, because
Ooh, Christy's a shark. I like it.
because then you don't have to answer any questions. You can
Right.
say, this is what we want to do. I've said, well, there are other offers, but we like the terms of this one, but we'd like you to come up this amount. And
Yeah.
if they really want it, then they'll say yes.
Yeah. And do they ever like push back on you? Like, well, can we see the other offer?
I've had some pushback, but I will not disclose other offers, because I feel like that again opens up, it could open up,
Mhm.
depending on the market you're in, or the association you're in, it could open up you as a realtor for disclosing private information.
Right.
And it just puts the seller and the realtor in a situation where legal issues could come up. People get bitter in these kinds of things. It's like divorce.
Yeah. Right.
And all of a sudden, we're buddies as long as I'm going to get my way, and you're going to sell
Yes.
me your house and all of that. But if you change anything, then now all of a sudden it's a brawl.
You could tell you've been in real estate longer than 5 minutes. You're like speaking from a wise counsel. Oh my gosh. Well, I appreciate you being on. I'm glad you're Team Mertland. Finally, somebody on my side instead of my co-host side. And if people want to reach out to you, if they have a referral in Maryland, or about short sales, about building trust very quickly with somebody you don't know, if they want to reach out to you about any of that, what is the best way to get a hold of you?
The best way to get a hold of me would be my email, or my phone number. But my email is christirojas@gmail.com. And then my phone number is 240-417-5536.
Perfect. And Christi is Christi, Rojas is Rojas. You said
That's
at
correct.
Gmail.
Yep.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate you being on, Christi. Thank you so much.
Thank you.